Hi, my name is Tiago Duarte from Daily Beats.pt. Today is the release of our new sample pack, Heavy Brass. This sample pack contains 50 brass loops, and as you can listen in the background, this is a beat that I made with this sample pack. So I will go through the beat and explain how I made this beat and show you all the elements. So let's go. As you can see, I used this loop. Excuse me. This is a loop. It's the 32, 85 BPM and C minor. What I did was I put it at 85 like this, and then I just increment the BPM, so it's a little bit faster than the usual sample. Let me show you the original sample. That's what I meant. So here, as you can see, 50 wave files. So let's listen to 32. Slower. And it's divided into parts. The first part is just the melody. And then the second part, you will listen, it has more instruments. Has a background trumpet. So what I did was to slice it up, and I put the first part of the loop as the intro, and then I used the second part of the loop as the chorus. And yeah, so let's listen. We have the loop, and then I added some drums. The drums is just a kick, a snare, and some toms. Sorry. And here in the toms, I used this flam technique. And basically what you can do is select this, put a note, select it, and then go here and flam. And as you can see, you can put another note with a small volume here, and you can arrange or change the time and the velocity. And that's what I did for these notes. And as you can see, you will hear in this part, it gives a pa-dum, 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 instead of pum, pum, pum. Okay. And this is the loop with the drums. Already sounding good. Okay, then what I did was to add some cymbals, and yeah, some cymbals, and also some hi-hats. And what I did was to put the hi-hats, and then I just moved the volume to give it a more bounce rhythm. Instead of being full volume or velocity, I do this, or I change this velocity, and gives a nice rhythm. Now let's go to the bass line, and let's listen. Very simple bass line. And what I usually do when I like the sound of the bass line like this, if I put it low, it's okay, it's good, but I like the higher notes. So I usually leave this like this, and then I copy the same notes, and I do a sub bass. Basically, this is the 3XOS, like this, with the coarse pitch all the way to the 0 in all oscillators, and then I usually do like this to give it more, because if it's like this, it's a pure sine, and it will not sound that aggressive. So if we can listen to the bass line like this, we have the sub bass frequencies, and also the top or the highest bass line, which gives a nice how can I say it brings more of the bass line to the sound. And then what I added was some strings. And as you can see here, it's basic notes, not that much, and 2 octaves. So let's go through processing. Here in the drums, I didn't add anything. Here in this I have this, but these effects are doing anything, as you can see. Even when they are turned on, they do nothing. Well, actually they do. Actually, I have here the compressor doing something. It's not much, but it's doing something. The equalizer is not doing anything, so yeah. Here in the sub bass, if you can listen, I have a lot of I applied a high cut. Sorry, I applied a high cut to cut the higher frequencies. As you can see, we have a lot of high frequencies because of the waveforms or the shapes of the oscillator. So I cut it like this and added a little bit of I incremented here around 64 hertz. Then I added saturation with this knob drive. This Crush is a free plugin, which is quite nice, and you can download it if you like. And here in the bass, or the higher part of the bass, I didn't add anything. Again, in the group, in the bass group, nothing here. In the compressor, I'm applying some compression with a high ratio, like 4.5 to 1, to compress these variations in the top of the bass. As you can see, we have a lot of variations, and what I usually do is to see the biggest part here of the compression, as you can see here in this part, and then I increment it to stay in the same level. This is normal. This is doing the compression, and what I want, since I'm compressing this much, this part here this much, I will increment that amount so that we don't lose too much of the sound of the bass. And as you can listen, we still have the same volume, general volume, but the sound is more compressed. It doesn't have too much peaks. Okay, so here in the strings, no processing, and in the sample, I I have a low cut, so that we have a more clean part here for the bass. In the instrument group I have nothing, sorry. And in the compressor also doing nothing, so we can turn this off. And here in the beat, this is the beat, again no compression, this is just my preset, is doing nothing, as you can see. And pretty much this is the beat. I have all these channels routed to this channel, and I can move everything like this. And then this channel goes to the master channel. Basically this is my full mix, that I can apply stuff here, effects here if I want, or even lower the volume. And then I have here the master. What I usually use, this is a very simple master, shame, it's not that complicated. And since I don't have a very nice room, acoustic treated room, I just do some basic mastering. But before, I want to explain you this one here. This is my, as I told you, this is my mixer or mix group. All the channels go to this one, and what I usually like to do is add some auxiliar or parallel reverb, and I do this like here. If I go here, I can send a copy of this beat channel or the mix channel, and I can send it to this channel here. And in this channel what I have is a low cut, so that the low frequencies don't go to the reverb. And here I have this Epic Verb, which is a free plugin also, and I took here some of the settings. I think I used Concert Hall or one of these medium size presets, with the mid side all the way to the maximum, and the dry wet also all the way to the maximum, because I just want the wet level. I don't want any dry level in this auxiliar channel. And what I usually do is to route and put the volume, just the volume that I want, or the signal that I want to go to this reverb. As you can see, we have quite a lot of signal. If I turn off this channel, you will see the difference. It gives a nice ambience to the final mix. And here, okay, let's go to the master, and I have here this parametric EQ2, just cutting the frequencies below 40 Hz and above like 18 something. And then I have this compressor here, and basically what I do here is to increase this knob so that I get around -3 dBs of compression in the dynamics knob. And then I apply some saturation also around, again, to stay around -3, 0 and -3. And also I check my levels so that I don't go above 0 dBs. I stay very close. And yeah, and then I have here Maximus, and in this preset I use the clear master preset, and then I lower the pre-gain so that I just have a touch of compression here. What I like to do with Maximus is stereo separation, and in the lows I put the stereo separation all the way to the right. In this case we will have the low frequencies as mono, and then the mid and the high I increase around 40 to the mids, and then between 40 and 60 to the high frequencies. And as you can see, this is not doing too much compression, but the stereo separation is very essential to my master chain, because it opens up the sound, as you will see. So let's listen without this, the Maximus, and you will see the difference. As you can see, with Maximus, the sound is more open, it's more wide, and this is because of the stereo separation here, and this can help you a lot with your mastering chain. Okay, and then I have here a limiter. Again, this is a free plugin that you can use. As you can see, I use a lot of free stuff, and that's no reason to have awesome sound or a nice master or mix. Sorry, today is not going very smooth. I'm recovering from a flu, very nasty flu, so excuse me if I'm making no sense sometimes. So what I was saying is that this limiter, it's free, and it's very good for my master channel, because we have here the compressor, and let me play. As you can see, if you click here, you can have a more in-depth or a zoom of the dBs that are being compressed. And as you can see here, I set it to the mono and stereo. So the red one is the mono, and the green one is the stereo. And I'm having different compressions for the mono and for the stereo signal. And this is nice. And I have around 1.4, a very gentle compression. And here the gain, you can adjust the gain to have more or less compression. And then I have a fast attack and a medium release for these settings, of course. And as you can see here, it's again very gentle compression. I don't use a lot. If we put like this, you can sing a lot, but it's only the maximum minus 2 dBs of compression. And here we have a peak meter, and again I have it with these settings. As you can see here is multi-band, so what here is compressing is the higher frequencies, and you can adjust the threshold to have them all compressed or not. And just use a small amount of compressing of threshold, so that we get some of the peak transients. And I have here the high frequency limiter, and also this is giving me just a small amount of compression. I don't want to overly compress the signal. And then I have here the clipper, and as you can see, it's half dB of clipping. So in the final stage of this compressor, of this limiter, I don't have too much of compression, which is good. So we don't overkill the signal or overcompress the signal. And yeah, that's it. My output is going to be minus 0.3 maximum, and yeah, as you can see, this is the stereo tool, which also free plugin, and we have a very wide signal or image, minus 0.3 maximum, and the phase is between 0 and +1, which is the value that we generally want which means that we don't have too much phase issues. So that's it for this beat. It's very simple. I made this beat very quickly because of this sample. It's very simple to make, and with the help of samples you can speed up your beats and have awesome beats like this. And that's it. I will leave the link below in the description if you want to have these project files, and you also get the loop for free, and you will get everything for free in this project. And that's it. Let me show you some of the loops that we have here, so that you can listen and have a small preview of what you will get when you buy this sample pack. As you can see, very heavy brass, as the name of the sample pack indicates. And also we have the BPM, so that you can adjust your project to the BPM, and also the scale used to create the loop. Very cinematic sounds that you can sample or use directly. Very nice loops. So this is it. From my side is everything. My name is Tiago Duarte from Daily Beats.pt. I will have the link in the description for this sample pack if you wanna check it out, and also a link in the description so that you can download this project file for free. And if you are new to this channel, subscribe and click in the bell to get notified when we release new tutorials and new beats or new videos. And like this video to help support and all that good stuff. So from my side is everything. I'll see you in the next video. So peace.